sit down and pull up a chair, grab some whiskey for this one, because I feel like there's a lot to be discussed, okay? So grab your chairs, everyone. Today what we're talking about is the Glock 48, and the question that I deemed to answer is this the new king of EDC guns, okay? Now stay with me for a second. We're gonna track around, okay? I'm telling you that now. If you're gonna be like, this guy's all over the place, you bet your ass I am. I've stated previously that I think the SIG 365 XL is the current king of carry guns. And there's a caveat here. It's a pube back there. Not anymore though, it's gone. If you're talking about stock carry guns, back up. If you're talking about stock carry guns in the, I guess it would be considered subcompact, even though both of these to me are getting into a little bit of a hybrid category. What I mean is, hey, if we're talking about something smaller than a Glock 19, which is compact, so I guess we're kind of in subcompact territory there, you know, more of a summer or slim profile carry gun, the SIG 365 as a stock, I'm not willing to do anything other than take this thing out of the box and carry it as is. I think you have your champion, okay? And I would stick by that. I think you have your champion with that. Now, I've done a review comparing the XL to the Glock 48. So this is a little bit refurbished, but I have some different inquiries that I'm out to investigate today. I don't think my earlier comment about this being the best out of the box carry gun is incorrect, okay? But as I posted that video, and I've posted a couple videos related to the 365 XL, people have said, well, what about a 48? Or, you know, if you said it in that tone, I don't know. It's through comment, so I can't interpret your tone. But I interpret it as, but what about a Glock 48 or 43X with Shield Arms S15 mags? And I thought, you're not wrong. That's a fair inquiry. And to back up and explain a little bit, because that's really the purpose of today is, can a Glock 48 with some basic modifications now compete with the 365 XL? Because I will tell you, my answer is, out of the box, the Glock 48 is, I don't know, like it really doesn't do much for me. Because just to recap a little bit of the 48, so what you have here is a gun that, when side by side with a 19, you will notice they're the exact same size. Okay, I mean, they're the exact same size gun. The gun's from the rear profile. My alignment might be a little off, but you'll be able to see they're the exact same size gun. So all you have with the 48, I don't know why the hell someone, no one at Glock's gonna hire me, but if you had hired me, I would have told you, why don't you call this, the 48, the 19S Slim? It's a 19S, right? They'd have to pay me big money to make suggestions like that. Even though technically they just got it for free, but they've already named a 48, so I think it is what it is at this point. So all you really have here is a slim profile 19. And what that gives you is 10 rounds in your magazine, which, hey, you know, you just like, okay, like the only real relevance of this gun to me out of the box is, well, if I wanted something that's technically like a full-size carry gun, you know, same size as my 19, but I just needed it to be thin because it's either hot outside or I'm doing some sort of low-profile work or something like that. Okay, I guess I can make an argument for it. If you said, Glock is the platform that I rock, and I don't want to go beyond that, but I need something skinnier. Okay, cool. That's probably your bet, because at least you get 10 rounds. This versus a 43X, just to address that caveat lately, because FYI for everyone, I bought that 48. It's mine, and I had to debate myself on, well, should I get a 48 or a 43X? And to me, the 43X is almost a goofy, like, why does this exist gun? Because it's like, well, it's the same exact grip profile as a 48. So the grip is the thing that's printing. All a longer barrel is going to do is give me a longer sight radius, therefore it'll probably be a little bit easier to track sights, be a little bit more accurate, and that longer barrel, given that it's concealed, is probably going to conceal the gun better, in my opinion. So it's like, it's almost like, why would you get a 43X over a 48? Unless it had to go into some like purse or manned bag, a satchel, if you want to call it that. Unless it's something like that where you actually needed a shorter barrel. Beyond that, I don't see why you wouldn't get a 48. So I got a 48. And just for comparison's sake, in case you're like, how does that compare size-wise with the 365 XL? The barrel is going to be a tad bit longer by, I don't know, maybe a ½ inch in the grip profile. That's what you're looking at, so it's going to be a little bit longer. But it's only 10 rounds, so it's like, man, at 10 rounds, I don't know that this thing entices me that much. We're not going to go through features on the 48. I mean, it's a Glock. If you want to know, you know, go to Glock.com or Glock.Austria or Glock. The trigger feels like I'm wading through swamps in the Everglades. Is that a website? www.Glock triggers feel like I'm wading through swamps in the Everglades.org? .net? I don't know. Type in one of those. It might pop up. And all it's going to be is people talking about how shitty this trigger is. But that's neither here nor there. Beyond that, I mean, yeah, they added front end serrations and a couple other things. I can tell you this gun desperately needs some grip texture. I mean, like, it's damn near sunset out here right now, and I'm like struggling to keep grip on this thing because it's hot today. It needs some grip texture. But specifically, I wanted to know, hey, there's two things that I think the 65XL has over this gun. One is the capacity, because the standard 365XL capacity is going to be 12, so you've got 12 plus 1. Keep in mind, on a smaller profile gun, so it is going to be easier to conceal, and it has far superior sights. Stock Glock sights, I mean, come on. If you're defending stock Glock sights, like, you know, come on guys, like, for real, oh
my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited. 1911 Syndicate brought me back to do more real estate ads. But like, it's totally not even surprising because my mom said I did really good. And who knows, maybe I could be like the next Reese Witherspoon.
This is not this is read the lines.
So call 1911 Syndicate next time you need a realtor. They're like totally above average.
And these 365 XL sights they're really good. I mean, the rear sight is a bit ugly because it's chunky, but like the front sight is a slam dunk winner. It's very similar to the Night Fision sights, which I will talk about, that I threw on this 48. But my question would be, okay, the capacity and the sights are two big advantages for this. The other thing would be the stipple. So I just wanted to say, the purposes of this experiment of this video is, can you do a basic amount of modifications to this and make it either compete with the XL or even be better than the XL, therefore maybe crowning a new champion of EDC guns? So the only two things that I've done to this gun are, one, replace the sights. The sights that are on here are the Night Fision Accur8, ACCUR number 8, Accur8. Right? Clever. And they're a collab sight with Night Fision and Student of the Gun, sorry. Like I said, long day, so if I'm slurring shit, bear with me. And this is my first time shooting in these sights with cloudy conditions and not like super direct sun, and man, they are really nice. Like really nice. And I would say the same thing about the SIG sights, or at least the front sight on that XL and the standard 365. The rear sight I don't love. The rear sight on this I really do like. It's just got a single dot tritium that is at the bottom of the sight here. So it's just easy. Look, I line up the dots and I know I've got a clean sight picture if I needed to shoot in low light and whatever, I didn't have a white light or whatever scenario you're playing out there. They're really nice, and I got to tell you, in really like nice lighting conditions out here today, man, those sights really were phenomenal. Really enjoyed them. That said, so I made that adjustment so that it would compete, and the other thing was swapping out to gun shit all over the place. Shield Arms mags. Now, these have been a hot topic around the EDC gun water cooler lately, And frankly, I think rightfully so. For those of you not familiar with them, what they have managed to do is, you know, you look at that Glock mag and then you look at that Shield Arms mag and you're like, that thing's clearly thicker. Not really. All it is you got a steel mag, where that's what a Glock mag is, but it's covered up by all this plastic and shit that, in all fairness, very durable, weather resistant, erosion resistance, all that kind of stuff. Like, no one should be knocking Glock mags. They're phenomenal. But unfortunately, the design of them limits this thing to 10 rounds. Shield came along and they're like, well, if we just rework the design a little bit, we can still have a magazine that fits in a 48, but it holds 15 rounds. And that just throws such a major kink into this whole argument, because you're like, man, with 15 rounds, we got something to talk about. Or that's a 15 round mag with a +5 extension. And you go, shit, now you got a 20 round mag. Would you carry that? Nah, I mean, come on, that'd be a little goofy. But, you know, maybe as a backup mag, for those of you who are like, I want as much backup mag power as possible. But I'll tell you just a couple of things about the Shield mags. I'll reference notes here just so I don't flub anything. By the way, one just side detour, these night vision sights that are on this, they have different sizes. There's ones that, ironically enough, are on this 19 that are sitting right here. Those are different size than the ones on the 48. The ones on a 48, they might not show as a 48 on their night vision sight, but the ones that fit a 43 will also fit a 48, therefore should also fit a 43X, just as an FYI. Let's talk about the mags though. So 15 round capacity, so it's staggered rounds, so it's like different than double stack. I can't tell you like how dramatic the difference is, but essentially they're staggered, so it's not quite double stack, but it's not single stack, of course, either. There's a window in there, so it's kind of cool when the rounds are loaded. The thing I would don't necessarily love about the window, of course, is that it's just has the potential to allow more debris and shit in, especially if you're in dusty environments like this. But it's cool because you can actually look in the mag and go, oh, so that's how the staggered system works. Kind of neat. But one note that is important to make on these is they've got an aluminum mag catch that you can order from Shield Arms if you get the mags. That is recommended, is the conversation that was had with me from them prior to doing the video. They're like, hey, look, it's recommended to use this because you're using aluminum. I think these are aluminum. I believe I said steel earlier. I believe it's actually aluminum. Yeah, of course it's aluminum. They're light as shit. So anyway, aluminum on a plastic mag catch, which would be the stock mag catch, is just a wear issue that's not going to go super well over time. So they recommend, hey, swap out that mag catch to ours, which is aluminum, and it's just going to wear better. And I'm going to imagine also help the mags drop freely in addition to that. So I would recommend, if you get that, get the aluminum mag catch as well. I will tell you, because I know it's a question that's come up of like, hey, do they drop freely? Has there been any reliability issues? No and no. I have not yet to date to have either of my two Shield mags get hung up and not drop freely. I mean, I've applied zero pressure, just press the mag release, mag falls. Just very, very straightforward. I've had no reliability issues. So they've been 100% reliable. They've dropped freely, so I speak highly of them on that. They've got the orange visible, well, it's kind of orangish red compared to the Glock one, but I don't know. I guess people are doing these bright colored followers now. I mean, I guess it makes some sense just from the standpoint of, hey, if for some reason my slide was back, I can look and see, hey, do I have a malfunction? Oh no, there's orange, I'm just out of rounds. I'm assuming that's the logic. I don't know. I used to play hacky sack. It's been a minute, okay? It's been a minute. And that's why we have staff on set to retrieve magazines when they go flying. That would have been pretty fucking cool though. If I would have popped that thing up and just like backhand caught it and then jammed it back in. That's on the next video, stay tuned. But anyway, that's that. They've been reliable, they've been solid. Note, there are 3 finish options. There is black oxide, which is going to be just your standard matte black finish. The con of that is it's not going to be very corrosion resistant. So while it is flat black, which would be my preference for a color, especially on a carry magazine, just because, hey, I'm not trying to alert the world, look at my mag if my, you know, shirt lifted up or something and my 6-pack was showing. Like, we don't also need a mag just that brightly colored. So the black oxide would be nice, but it's not very corrosion resistant. There's the Electrolyst nickel, which is going to be this guy, which is corrosion and erosion resistance. Excellent it's lubricated well is really, I think, the moral of the word there that I'm trying to get out. It's you know, it's luby, I think, is kind of what that word would mean. I can't pronounce it because a lot of words have flowed out of my mouth today. These are recommended for humid or salt water environments, or if you sweat a lot. And I don't know what the percentage is of the subscribers to this channel that are heavy sweaters. I imagine it's more than normal compared to like your average like fashion channel or something like that. I think we probably have a bit more of heavy sweaters on this channel, so just be aware of that. The cool thing is the black Electrolyst nickel is the exact same thing. This is a new finish from them. So this is the same thing as this, but it's black. It's going to have a little sheen on it. It's not like a mirror finish or anything, but I mean, hey, just my 2 cents, but I think for most of us, if you said, hey, I can take the ones that are black, but they don't hold up well against weather and sweat, or the real brightly colored one, or this, I think this is probably their winner, which is their new finish. So I think the black Electrolyst nickel is probably the one that they're going to be selling the most out of. Cost, you're looking at 40 to 44 bucks a mag, depending on the finish. They do have a +5 base plate. Their only base plate option is a +5. That +5 is unique to the Shield mag, so just don't think that you're going to take that and throw it on your Glock mags. Beyond that, again, same thing with that mag, with that base plate. I have kind of weird luck with base plates. Like sometimes it's probably because I never cleaned the mags, but sometimes like the follower will get stuck and literally you can just dump rounds out of it. I've had no issues with reliability or anything with that. It's been solid. And yeah, cool. The rest is all bullshit. What you guys really want to know is the same question I've been debating myself on. Where does this stack up in the carry gun debate right now? Because I think there's two things. I think there's two things you really have to compare it to. One is for the existing Glock crowd, and you're like, hey, look, I rock with 19s. I like a 19 too, and a 19 is in many ways my perfect carry gun. The problem is in the winter, in the winter, I can pull it off just because I've got on, you know, different shirts, hoodies, jackets, whatever. In the summer, honestly, could I do it? Sure. Am I going to be printing a little bit? Sure. Could pull it off. It just feels bulky for me in the summer. That's the way I can put it. So I don't typically like this. I like more like a 365 or something like that. Used to carry a 43, but again, a 43 standard 43 seems like a pretty out of date gun to me, just because, yo, it's 6 rounds. Like, come on. So compared to a 19, you go, okay, they're the same size, it's just more thin, which depending on the dimensions of your hand could be a pro, could be a con. Only you're going to know that. But the thing I like about it over a 19 is you go, I can carry that year round. Like that is a year round carry gun. And I mean, look, what's really wild to think about is you go, look, I've got a significantly more thin gun opposed to the 19, but they've got the same capacity. Like once you swap out mags, and let's face it, I mean, you're probably going to have to go buy some backup mags for your 19 anyway, unless you're like a Glock guy and you've got tons of mags. But like, if you're going to have to go buy some new mags anyway, what's the difference if you were buying Shield mags or Glock mags? Like one's 30, one's 40. What's the difference? If I can get the same capacity out of that thin gun versus that what feels right now to be a very thick, meaty gun, which normally just feels like a regular gun, you go, shit, that 48 really makes a hell of a lot of sense. And all you gotta, now the cons, okay, if we're just weighing out pros and cons of 48 versus 19 and vice versa is, hey, look, this is not a Gen 5. I don't really think that they would throw any Gen on this. It's the first Gen of the 48. The Gen 5 Glocks, I mean, we've got the MOS, okay? Obviously, we've got a rail that would be depending on the person, pretty distinguishing factor if you wanted to run a white light. You're not running a white light on this, even though I think you can do some frame mods with different shops these days to make that light compatible. But look, it's not coming with a rail. Of course, guaranteed Glock in 3 months will come out with a version that now has a rail, so that all of us who bought this 3 months prior are now annoyed. There's no RMR plate, which of course you can have, well, you can varying optics on a 19 or 17 MOS. So there's that. Beyond that, they get fairly similar. The trigger on the Gen 5 Glocks is better. I mean, unless they're this, they are definitely not the same trigger. Just on a quick visual inspection, I can tell you they are not the same trigger. The trigger shoe is visibly quite different. There's different things. So, I mean, the trigger on that 48, it's rough. It's not good. I mean, it's not great on a Gen 5, but it's a lot better than it is on this 48. So the debate between these two things, I don't know that I can answer it for you. If you want something you can carry year round, I think a 48 is going to make more sense over a 19. As soon as you throw in shield mags and beyond that, like, I don't know, 48 starts to make a lot of sense. Where it gets more interesting is how does it compare to that 365 XL. Okay, here's the opinion that I've formed over the past little bit as I've been thinking about this video. One, the trigger on the 365 XL is notably better. They've got that flat trigger that, even though it looks like a really steep angle, which is what I thought when I first saw it, and it is, the reason they do that is it breaks exactly at 90. So you can see that's where that trigger breaks. So in theory, you could actually achieve a perfectly flat finger like so when you depress that trigger. The trigger is, besides that, and I like that it's flat because I tend to like flat triggers. The trigger pull is notably better on the 365 XL, which would mean, hey, if you wanted to go apples to apples, point for the XL. Another point for the XL is out of the box, hey, we have some stippling. Is it great? It's, you know, it's okay. Like, it's better than nothing is how I would put it. That is just like, man, I really thought coming out here today, I was like, I don't think I'm going to touch the grip on it. After today, I feel like, man, I need some stipple on that. I really need some texture on that. It's just not phenomenal. And SIG also has an undercut on that trigger, which is nice. Glock, of course, does not. Mag catch is reversible on both of them. Now, the two things is, hey, you're not going to have to change out the sights on the XL. You are going to have to change out the sights on the 48, okay? And that, despite this having a steeper MSRP on it, cool, the Glock is now adding things that you have to do to it. The mags, even though the flush mags are 12, there are 15 round mags for the XL that are just going to hang down a little bit. And what would be interesting about that is, even if the 15 rounds on the XL hang down a little bit, I could do this, maybe. Because the grips are slightly different, a 15 round mag is going to wind up about flush with the Shield or factory Glock mags in a 48. So it's tough. The capacity thing gets really tough because you're just like, man, yes, you can get 15 rounds out of a 48, but you can also get 15 rounds out of a XL, and the grip dimensions really aren't going to be that different. Speaking of that, the grip angle on the 365 XL is simply a better grip angle. It is. The steep angle on Glocks compared to the SIG angles, it's simply a more ergonomic grip angle, and I don't really see any way around that. Let's see, what else we got here? You know, another notable point for the SIG is that it is capable of taking a red dot right now, right? So, I mean, this comes with a plate. I cannot remember the exact model number, but a SIG red dot can be run on that. Blanking out if you can run dots from other manufacturers. I think it's unique to just the SIG line, but again, that's a point for the SIG. I'm gonna tell you guys, I've been sitting here thinking about this and just going, I chose to let this be very organic in how this video plays out today. I chose not to come in with an opinion, but to really kind of let it be what it is. That said, I will tell you that my opinion coming into this was that, hey, out of the box, that's your winner. That's your winner, because you simply don't have to do anything to it. It has capacity going for it. You can, I mean, frankly, mine only came with 1 mag, so I got to go buy extra mags anyway. So what's the difference? Go buy 15s if you want. Out of the box, I mean, this is the clear winner with making no alterations. My hunch was that with a little TLC, the Glock 48 would begin to dominate the XL. And I gotta tell you, man, I've been sitting here and thinking about this and going through it and how do they feel in my hand, and I gotta be honest with you, I kind of think even with the addition of swapping out sights, upgrading from the factory Glock mags to the Shield mags, I gotta tell you, I think the 365 XL, I think it's still the winner. I still don't think this thing has been dethroned, even with throwing, I think if you throw mags, sights, and potentially even a stipple on this, I still don't know that I like it better than this. One, I already have all those things. I don't have to do any of that. I already have all those things, and the trigger's better, and I can throw a dot on it. Guys, I gotta be honest with you. I think you still have your king of the castle. I think you still have your winner. See, that was a dramatic move. You put it down and you get serious with the camera, and you do one of these and you go, guys, look, fucking fly, man. I'm like right in this serious moment. You fucking ruin it. I think you still have your winner, okay? That's my honest opinion. And I've been called a Glock, I don't know, Glock fanboy and all this kind of stuff because I've made fun of 320s. 320s, let's not go down that rabbit hole again. I love a lot of what SIG's doing, and I love that gun. I think they have designed something that is practically perfect as a carry gun. That is my final opinion on that. That said, the purposes of showing off a couple of the features for the 48 today, I will tell you, night vision sights, phenomenal. Love them, and I wish I could replace that rear sight on that XL to match the rear sight that I have on this 48 right now. That, the Shield Arms mags, in no way does this video reflect the Shield mags. I'm very impressed with those, and I think that is a slam dunk of a winner that hopefully they have trademarked somehow, because otherwise it would seem like a, so why the hell did Glock not come up with that? Like, other than laziness, I mean, really, that's about the only answer you can come up for. Why the hell did Glock not come up with that on their own? Regardless of that, I'm happy to see a smaller, you know, independent shop like Shield really crushing it with a phenomenal product with that. So I'm really happy that they came out with something really killer on that. Does not change the fact that my pick at the end of today is still going to be 365 XL. It is the still King Primo carry gun. Some phenomenal things that you can do with these 48s, but that's it. That's still your winner. My opinion has not changed. Thanks for watching, boys and girls. Guys, thanks for watching the video. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff that you already know what to do. In terms of how you can support our channel, we try to keep this thing as free and organic and fun as possible. So we don't ask for anything other than just support our company when you need us. What is it that you do? Thanks for asking. Actually in the real estate services world. So we operate in Utah, parts of Florida, Texas, Arizona. So if you're buying, selling a house, or if you have a buddy or something like that, contact us. You can go to the website, shoot us an email, shoot us a DM on Instagram. We'll have all that stuff below. And yeah, we'll get back to you. We actually see and check messages. So thanks for the support, and we'll see you guys soon.